Now, I'm going to tell you, in the society that we live in, I think in the times that we're in, hey, when it comes against, I don't know about you, but I can even give you a good example. I was talking to Doug one day about this, I can remember that, the guy that's over Walmart over here, it was his son. It was a Kinkowski, I think is his name. He was a teacher at the school that my son was at. And they were having a discussion about, when the president was going to get elected and stuff, they was having some discussion of who they were going to vote for. My son said, I'm voting for Bush. He probably said it just because I'm voting for Bush, but it doesn't matter who he was voting for, but they started to laugh at him. And then they was talking about, why, that he was going to vote for him. And he just said he believed he was closer to God. And he said, well, he said Allah and God are the same person. And boy, I tell you what, when my son told me that, Johnny, I went down to school, and Jonathan at that point said, please, old daddy, don't, and please, so I did something simple. All I did is I walked into the schoolhouse, and this is how we got it straight, right? This is what I'm talking about, taking a stand. There was a textbook laying on the desk right there. And as I walked in, I said, I need to speak with Lynn Kinkowski, and he said, what do you need to talk to him about? I said, well, I got some issues with my boy, and I want to talk to him about it. He said, what's your name? I said, I'm Jonathan Steve's dad. My name's Jonathan Steve. He said, well, okay, hang on a minute. And they called him. He said, sure, come on down. So I walked into the classroom where Lynn was standing. And I looked at him, and I said, he said, hey, I'm Jonathan's dad. And he, shook his hand. I was calm. I was cool. I said, he said, well, what's the problem? I said, well, you see that right there? He said, yeah. I said, what is that? He said, that's a textbook. I'm right. I said, right. That's what you're going to teach my son. I said, as far as God's concerned, I'll teach him about that.
Amen.
I said, you understand what I'm talking about? And I give him a look, give him one of them, I'm going to kill you looks. Amen. Now, I can't lie to you, but there's a time, hey, we shouldn't bend over to everything. We shouldn't, give way to everything. We shouldn't, just let the world walk right over us, right? Because there's a time we ought to stand up, stand up for our rights, stand up for our God, because, and sometimes, the Lord wants to fight the battle for us, amen? I think He's getting ready to do that. It says He's going to defeat the enemy with the word, just the word from His mouth, right? So when you look at it, that's important, but sometimes we are to take a stand.